Hello, everyone. My name is Celiane. I'm from Brazil, living here in the Netherlands, a Taos associate and also part of the board of the Taos Institute. And this is my friend.
Kristen Bodiford, and I am also a Taos associate, and I'm located in the United States. And I'm super excited for our conversation today, Celiani.
Yeah, we would like to share with you how this association with the Taos helped us to build community, to build relationships, how we engaged together, and how together we start engaging with other communities. I'd like to share an experience that we have been having for a couple of years with friends in Uganda. And this year we had a learning journey with some friends together, and how we are designing communities, or designing, as we would like to say, designing communities in action. So, Kristen, how shall we start?
So yes, I think our friendships, growing our friendships in Uganda began about 10 years ago when we discovered that we both had good friends and organizations that we were partnering with in Uganda, Hope for Youth Uganda and Health Nest Uganda, and we decided to visit together. And so I think what's beautiful about this story is it's really a partnership that was born out of friendship, born out of relationships, and over the years has grown in many different ways. And so I'm excited to share what we've been learning together in partnership with our friends, and now with more friends that we've taken to Uganda to learn together and to build communities in action with, really, I think, relationships at the center. So let's talk a little bit about how we think about and how we've been bringing social constructionist and relational practices into this work, and the impact that it's had in what we've been learning, how we've been growing, and how our collaboration has grown. What do you think is
Yeah.
most important for us to talk about first?
Well, we have just came back from Uganda, so this last experience is quite fresh. And what we would love to share here is how we are inspired by constructionist ideas and relational approaches to practices. And this time we were in Uganda, we decided for the first time to invite friends, professionals interested in collaborating, contributing, understanding more about the culture, about the projects we work with. And we designed this learning community based on some principles of constructionism, but mostly on principles of a relational approach to practice, and that shift our own learning about how can you design for learning journeys, and how can you design for community processes and projects within the communities, that you invest in the design or in the co-designing of the process, and at the same time you are present in the moment of the relationships, and really attentive to this process of relating, and how this presence might contribute to the emergence of beautiful ways of going on together, and beautiful ideas for actions, for future projects. And that's what just happened to us when we were there.
Yeah, I think, Celiani, you had mentioned something in one of our reflection pieces about how every experience is going to be different because the context, the people. So no matter how much we design, co-design, prepare, that in the enacting, in the engagement, in the reflection, each experience is going to be different. And I think that commitment towards immersing in the moment and being very present was something that was very present in our experience in Uganda, and then also the opportunities to reflect. So those opportunities to make more visible what people's experiences were and how relationships were building and growing. So that was one learning that really struck me, is that each experience will be different if we can allow ourselves to enact, engage, and reflect. And out of that comes the possibilities that are really important in that community, in that moment. That was one thing I really appreciated.
Yeah. So just to give some context, we had a group of around 14 people. Was that
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
Kristen? Yeah.
Mhm.
So people from different parts of the world, different expertise, we came together. And before we traveled to Uganda, we had moments of preparation together with the local team in Uganda. So we were preparing for this process. And once we were there, we were engaging with the local team. We were engaging in the activities and the projects and everything they prepared to us. Every day we would have a moment of what we are calling check-in, which is the intention for the day and organizing for the day, and the checkout is the harvesting of the day. So in these moments, we would reflect upon our experiences, our learning, and how to move together to the next day. And I think there are some highlights about if you are doing if you are doing a project like this, a learning journey like that, what are the principles that you would take to prepare, take into account that every situation is unique? What can you prepare in order to have moments in which you are building community in action and to have this inspiration around relationships at the center? And we have been talking about that, Christine, but what would you highlight that it's fundamental when preparing and organizing and investing in such work?
So we're excited to share some of these principles, and we'll add a link to our video so that people can go and read more. One thing I'd like to leave with is a big shift, I think, that we're really working on with Team Together, our organization that's built out of friendship and partnership with our friends in Uganda, is this aspect of shifting from a traditional model of philanthropy and charity. And I think we really worked intentionally to enact that in keeping relationships at the center and how we build communities in action. And I think one social constructionist principle that's so key is the importance of language and language creating worlds and realities. And so thinking about the words help or give, are those the appropriate words for us and what we were experiencing? And I think what people reflected on was a sense of mutual care, of relational reciprocity and responsibility to each other. And that it wasn't necessarily about people coming to give or to help in Uganda, although people do want to give and to help, but it was a sense of mutual care and reciprocity, people being changed in the moment, in the relationship, in the warmth of Uganda, in the hugs and the love that we share with our partners changes us as well. So we're all changed in the process. And through that, we create a different possibility together, a different world of how we engage in communities in action with relationships at the center. So I think that was one of my biggest takeaways of just reflecting on how that emerged from our experience.
Yeah, and I would say together with language, it comes this element of preparing for the process, but having your focus on the present. And in the present, in the spaces, I remember now our friend Sarah was with us. She was always saying that magic happens in the space. So it is in the moment of relating in those contextual spaces that magic and the emergence and serendipity will emerge, and then you can really grasp the ideas that are co-created and co-designed together.
Yes. Well, I know we could continue this conversation forever, and we will continue the conversation. And so we invite others to also join us. If you want to learn more, you can see teamtogether.org. Reach out to us. We love any opportunity to continue to build friendships and relationships in this community in action together. So we'll
Yes,
continue
please
the
join us.
conversation.
And let's do community in action.
Thanks, Amiga.
Your laugh makes me so happy. I just need to hear your laugh.